NoPing. It's 3 supports because it's hard to ban out like certain cores that there's like meta-wise. Sure, there's the Lycans, but I think still banning out supports, as long as you've got a game plan and understand where you're going with your draft, you don't obviously have to be scared of certain heroes. And then just the casual Meepo. Guessing maybe they got a plan set up in mind, which will indicate we need to cover ourselves with this Meepo ban.
Kyle, do you think the nerf to the Rubik was enough for him to not be so strong?
Harry Freak, I'm the host. I'll be asking the question.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you
you're
very
also
much. Do you think that the Rubik nerf was effective?
Yeah, but you're also pretty knowledgeable about Dota. So.
I don't give a damn. I'm the host.
Okay,
and I make the rules here.
Mr. Host. I'm sorry, Mr. Host. I'm gonna answer your question, please.
Thank you. Please do so. How do you feel about the Rubik nerfs? Were they enough?
No, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how many Fade Bolts.
He's stumbling around.
How many Fade Bolts can you actually use in lane now? It's like 10 mana nerf, right?
Here's my question: If Rubik steals Razor's plasma field, and Razor is moving at 370 move speed from the left side of the river to the right, and Rubik is moving at 415 move speed from the right to the left.
Yes.
Who's going to take more damage when they meet?
What?
Okay. Go on, Harry Freak. No pressure.
No, I
want
want this question repeated.
We don't have time for that, unfortunately, because there are picks on the way. And you know what has been picked, Kyle?
I actually don't. I think I accidentally unplugged my computer.
I think you accidentally unplugged my computer as well, but
it's back.
Carl, you're doing a really good job, but please, let's look at this Lycan. Come on now. Like, so in the first 4 bans, it didn't come through. FURIA did not respect the fact that potentially Lycan was the big hero for this team. And when you think about it, picking the first phase, can't get banned out in that second slot. So I'd like to see FURIA deal with it. Think of the heroes like Kunkka, maybe in Bloodseeker to some degree. I know it's like one of the more obvious counters, obviously with Rupture, but it's kind of easy to play around. Just stand still and then right-click, but maybe
I
Furia's
think
game
Bloodseeker
plan.
is still probably the hard counter in a lot of ways, just because you also have so much HP.
Yeah.
You can build for plus armor, and you kind of come online at that same timing. Plus, you're dealing pure damage.
Oh, actually, yeah, you also have the DP as well, so it's kind of like you pick Bloodseeker, deal with the Lycan, you can take objectives, fight's pretty easy.
Because I actually love Lycan against Oracle DP, because you just run at the Oracle.
Yeah, they can't do anything. And even if she gets her heal on you, you just run away, disconnect Siphon, come back in, and then you fight.
The ghost damage is going to be squandered on the creeps, and God forbid you kill the big Necro minion, you just take so much damage.
Level 1, 600 damage, by the way. How's that thing?
I don't know.
You get 50 gold for killing it, but you take 600 damage.
Not just that, that's actually just ridiculous.
Ludicrous.
The thing is
ludicrous.
We haven't noticed it as much because the damage was buffed as well, but these Necro units deal, well, not bonus damage to creeps and neutrals, but hero damage is lessened to creeps, whereas these guys I'm watching a level 8 Lycan with naked Necrobook just killing ancient camps like 7 seconds. You're like, oh, that's a thing, I guess.
Disgusting. And we saw it as well earlier. The Spectre went for just a casual level 1 Necro. We're going to see it a lot more. I think these carries that can't farm too well, you just get level 1 Necrobook, nothing more. Don't be too crazy, and you just farm freely. It's pretty good. The Barra in that game, he did try and go for some Helmet Dominated build to try and maybe counter it, but it's so weird. No. You don't do that. This Necro is too strong.
How do you guys feel about this Mars? I feel like you said Lycan can just run at the Oracle, but if you have a Mars, that just does not happen.
It's true, but
that's more of a positional matter, I feel, where once the Lycan gets onto the Oracle, even if you get the Mars ulti off, it's hard to actually save him properly, right? You need to spear him away, or depending on the Lycan's build, he's obviously got the Purge from his Necrobook as well. It's so easy to kind of kite around these fights, and you have 22 seconds of running at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like, you need a way of locking this guy down.
So you think it's the Bloodseeker. It's actually pretty nice.
Any lockdown, I feel. Like, the issue is the first game, they had no lockdown, right? That's why it was so strong. This game, we'll see shortly, once we pan over, but we don't actually have any lockdown truly yet for this Lycan as well. Casual Lich.
Well, I guess Yules from the DP plus the Spear can be okay-ish. Right?
It doesn't sound that spooky.
I'm not a huge fan of the Lich just because of the way the Frost Shield functions against Death Prophet, because it only reduces physical attack damage.
Yes.
You remember Drow Rangers, another example of this physical damage when you shoot the arrows that isn't auto-attack based, same as the Ghosts. So I don't believe it reduces the damage.
But look at it more of like the laning phase. When you think of this Lycan lane, he naturally doesn't provide anything, right? He just exists. He's tanky. His aura gives him bonus regen with the patch as well, giving it more. And then you want a position 5 that enables that, who doesn't feel pressured to have to do anything in lane. Who's the best hero that does that? Lich. He throws out some blasts. If they go on him, Frost Shield, he pulls. Like, don't overcomplicate the pick, play the game.
And that is why I love playing 5 position in support still.
Yeah. Literally, you can sit back,
So wait,
level
It's
W,
so casual. It's so chill.
click.
So wait,
done.
Lich Armor, you use it on a tower and it doesn't help against DP?
No.
Really?
I can like double check. Unless ghosts function as individual auto attacks, then no.
Yeah,
T Governor, fact check, please. Get in there.
Yeah, you keep the camera on Kyle, off we go. I'm going to rack my brain real quick.
Okay.
I've been called out. Oh, no.
This is actually a good Lycan counter.
Yeah, it disarms the units along with the Lycan.
Yeah.
correct? And you deal a hell of a lot of AoE damage, and more importantly, you can kind of counteract that super long Lycan transform time, 22 seconds. All of a sudden now you're rolling Thunder. He can't really fight into it, and you're very good at defending objectives.
Yeah, it's one of the best teamfight spells. It has low cooldown. You can always use it. So I really like this hero. I'm not sure where they're going to run it, though.
Yeah. Our fact checker is chiming in.
It does not gain physical damage resistance.
Yeah, it's physical attack, but
It is attack damage.
yes, but we need to know if spirits do
Yeah, but
attacks.
physical, that is what the spirits are, physical, not attack. You know, like a right click, it's an attack.
No, I understand, but what if the spirits do individual attack?
It won't. That would just be physical damage, not an attack damage. Attack, you know when you right click and there's an attack?
No, but he's saying what if they
What
do
if the
physical
spirits are
attack?
attacking?
They're not.
Are
Okay.
you sure? How do they deal damage then? They just sort of phase into you. Ooh. Okay.
It's a spell, you alright?
So, point is, I was right. DP or Lich is
I've
not
done
going to
one
reduce the
swift
damage
Google.
that DP ult does. That's what we've concluded.
Yeah, sure. That's our conclusion right here. We're probably
Cool.
going to get fact checked properly because that was a swift Google.
If you're actually wrong, you're fired.
Do you have the power to do that?
I'm here for free.
Let me
mate.
ask production. Do I have the power to fire people?
Can we actually get a real answer for this, please?
They asked me actually why I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to assume that yeah, I do have that power. No, sit down. We need
Oh,
you.
I want to. Oh, I thought
Now
it was
stand
fired.
up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle.
What do you think about Beastmaster?
I actually think
Into Oracle.
works well. Laning phase, it's also gonna be okay. But I don't really want to look at it as a hero that's. What?
No.
You guys are not being fair. This is not fair.
He's just
I'm
making
gonna send
faces.
it-
I don't know what's going
I don't
on.
know.
I'm like,
Yeah, okay. I don't care about the roar here. I only care about how it works with the Lycan.
The aura, yeah.
But do you not
Yes,
think
so that's-
it's about the idea of the Pangolier, right? You have a Beastmaster, BKB Piercing Roar. Even if you Oracle ult, you're just making sure the Pangolier can't get that free roll off. You put him to a side. Oracle now has to potentially waste ult for his Pangolier. It's kind of weird. And also it plays into the idea that NoPing, they want to collapse post-laning phase. They want to go for objectives. I don't think they care too much about this Oracle existing.
Yeah.
They're going for objectives. Oracle cannot defend objectives. So think of it more as enabling the team's win condition rather than the actual matchups. in
Yeah, this is
scenario.
basically NoPing. Furia took a lineup. We are gonna come at your tower, and NoPing says we don't care. We're gonna push faster than
They're
you.
both doing the same thing,
Yeah,
right?
but NoPing pushes faster.
A lot
right?
faster,
So that's kind of the idea. These guys we're gonna push. We're gonna keep our Oracle behind, keep the formation, and you guys are being super funny again.
No. Sorry,
I'm
it's my
kidding.
fault.
I'm
No,
kidding.
it was the realization, right? This is the Necro book strat.
Yeah.
Lycan and Beastmaster,
Yeah.
the double Necro book.
Yeah.
If DP commits
Oh.
to a fight, you're going to have two Necro book. Oh, hello. Okay.
That's a support Beastmaster or Void Spirit all of a sudden.
No. It could be...
Lycan PL into Pangolier?
It's wild. I agree. It does. That is not healthy. Not in any way. I don't
What?
like this PL pick, but I kind of I like
How-
the double Necro though.
How
Touching on
does
that point.
PL work in lane against the DP? Later on, it works well, right? Because of the illusions. But how does it work in lane against the DP?
Well, it could be still a Void Spirit, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Maybe
flexibility.
it could just be an offlane Lycan.
Okay.
No. If Tavo's in the team, it will most likely be Beastmaster on Tavo, and I
Yeah.
expect there to be.
Support Void Spirit.
Yeah, maybe. But it's Tavo. Like, I don't see him playing Lycan too much. Maybe he's picked it up a little bit, but it doesn't look like a...
I feel like we loved the last pick in the previous game from NoPing, and
Yeah.
this is
Yeah, this
one
year.
I don't think anyone saw coming.
I think the main concern here is the Lycan is the guy that's going to win you the game. You already know that. You just need to enable that. The PL is now taking that limelight and going, sure, Lycan, you run off over here. I now still need to farm. Oh, wait, you've now been killed a couple times. Don't run a PL. And then you look at this Pangolier like you mentioned, right? It's like if he goes Maelstrom, even like the Diffusal Ags build, like now illusions don't really matter. So, but I still think maybe if the Lycan and Beastmaster are in core roles, You get those Necros, you clump them together within the PL illusions. If Pangolier wants to kill the PL, he's going to have to tank like 1600 damage from both these big Necros dying if they're both higher levels, level 3 book. So you might just have a way of just killing off the Pangolier with wave from his own wave clear. It's a little bit gimmicky.
Yeah, but why do you get the PL? That's the.
I do not like this PL.
I don't know. I don't know what it does.
Be brave.
I've already
Say what you feel.
I don't know what it does. I don't know what this PL doesn't.
Oh, and then they Sven. Oh, this is a horrendous PL pick. My God. There you go.
That's the problem, right? Because you already knew you needed to deal with creeps, right? Now you're like, oh, you got to deal with illusions too. So the same Sven pick is now super effective.
Hold on,
against
big
all these
brain
forces.
moment, right? Maybe this is a moment where they go, we actually don't need a 5th hero to win the game. So pick a PL, force them to go for another PL counter that naturally isn't good against early aggression. So now you can push towers really easily because Oracle can't defend towers. DP kind of can but doesn't want to. Sven wants to AFK farm. If Pangolier has a bad game, he cannot solo defend if you play correctly. So potentially you could take enough objectives with the 4 of them whilst PL later game, but PL's kind of useless.
Yeah,
so it's a 4v5 this game.
Wait. But the Sven is gonna get enough items before NoPing is gonna end the game.
Depends if they close out the map, you know, like Beastmaster's a pretty good, decent laner.
Yeah, what we were talking about it, one team is gonna push on the one side, the other one doesn't really want to respond to that, right? So they're gonna be on the other. So Sven kind of has a free map at somewhere to farm, right? So he's gonna get the items. I don't really think that this is necessarily bad Sven pick.
No. Sven is a great pick. I'm not gonna. I'm just going for like the big brain moment where potentially this could have been some. We can take so much map control because you need to farm. You're forced into quite a greedier lineup against potentially. If, to be clear, it needs to be the core Beastmaster for this to work. If Beastmaster's some weird support, I think they're going to fall flat. They can't really pressure too much, and this PL is going to be useless. So,
what do you guys think about the idea of just being, can you kill the Death Prophet? I think Sven is actually not as effective. You're going to have potentially, you have a Lich Armor to help peel. You have a BKB Piercing Roar. For me, it's just, is this Death Prophet able to freely get off good ultimates? Because keep in mind, you're up against what will likely be double Necro plus PL Illusions. So your ultimate damage is very negligible. How are you going to actually kill towers as Furia, especially if you fall a little behind?
Oh, it's more you use the Sven, obviously with the itemization, you can go Ags, Daedalus build. Daedalus pretty good. The Sven can't be kited, sure, and then you have the Oracle as well to enable him. And yeah, I think NoPing though, I'm kind of enjoying the push. Ignore the PL, enjoy the push.
Well, I think we've heard plenty from you guys. In fact, more than I would ever want in my life, let alone for one evening. Lyrical and Kips, I think you're with me. How are you guys doing?
Good, Kyle. Enjoying the public service announcement of everybody doing mental gymnastics to stay in shape, because y'all, I've been saying some convoluted mess out there, but I love it. That's what you got to do when you see a position 4 Void Spirit, because yeah, that's what's happening.
All right, well, I think this is something that only a man of your caliber will be able to truly analyze, Lyrical. Us 7K players will not understand something this unique. So without further ado, we got game 2, NoPing versus Furia. Please take it from here, folks.
Thank you so much, Kyle. What a great guy, and the lovely folks on the panel as well. Harry freaking T Governor, y'all are killing it out there in the land far beyond where we are right now. Kips, we got to pause again at the start of this one. Tavo's out of there with the Beastmaster, but we said in the last game that we wanted to see more team fight from Furia. The Pangolier seems like a really good avenue to make that happen. NoPing have kind of lost their minds though. They're losing their minds. We got a position 4 Void Spirit. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I was just, normally we get like the Galaxy Brain takes from Harry Freak at least once a panel, right? But I think T-Gov was just trying to outdo him there.
Yeah, that's good.
So like the third level meta play.
He did call Tavo on the Beastmaster at least, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's
but, it's this thing. I think we're both losing our minds here because it's this thing that happens when you see something that's like insane and weird, and you're trying to process how that happened and how it exists.
Yes, like for example, the position 4 Void Spirit, right? It happens with all heroes that are just strong at that particular moment in time. People are going to try to flex it to 4, even if it doesn't really. How do you say, make for a hero that does the things that a 4 position normally does. It does scale great with levels, and a 4 is going to get levels. You even have sort of a disable if you land your Aether Remnants. It's not all bad. And yeah, if you have a good game, you're a massive damage provider who doesn't really need items to engage into a fight. So it was gonna happen. It's just, what do you think a 4 position does if this is the hero you choose as your 4 position? That is my question.
Yeah, I'm with you. I will mention that when we were like seeing the first round of the patch come out, there were already people that were trying to run it through. I was watching like some pubs in China right before the LA major qualifiers, and it was actually FY that was playing position 4 Void Spirit a lot, trying it out and seeing what was going to happen. Obviously, that story went a little bit south for their team, but regardless, you know, it's kind of an interesting idea. We'll watch and see how that one does. Tavo playing on his Beastmaster, well known for it, is he's taking actually a lot of damage early on there, but should be able to be okay in this one. Didn't end up losing his boar at the very least. We'll keep our eyes on each of those lanes to see where the maximum damage is coming out. Sexy Fat takes out that other round of large creeps there.
Yeah, and so far these lanes are looking not too amazing for FURIA already. It's just a little bit behind on every single lane right now, and especially the Sven is really getting bothered by these boars. He's going to get his farm later on, of course, once he's got some points into the cleave, but for now it is super annoying as a melee hero to be dealing with that.
Yeah, it's sort of that constant pressure that's coming in. Duster also sort of underrated how nice it can be to just get that little bit of movement pull back into a creep wave if you're a bit too far forward. So Duster is definitely going to need to keep his eye on the ball. One of the nice parts about this that we have seen in the past is I remember, I think it actually might have been Duster that I was even watching doing it, but you can kind of play the Oracle the same way that you would against the Silencer, where if you self-charge Fortune's End right before the Remnant hits you, you'll automatically purge it off of yourself. Don't know if it's like super necessary early on, but in the later stages of the game, it can be a helpful way to keep yourself alive.
That would be an amazing play to see. I'd love to see him do that.
But at least for now, maximum trade-offs up there on the top lane. Bottom lane, also not too much to write home about. It is going to be the Mars position 3, and then we've got the 4 Pangolier, which is a hero that we're much more used to seeing in that 4 role. So it does mean that he's not going to get as much farm to try and, deal with this PL in the early stages at least.
And interestingly enough, he's also not going for something like an early Javelin, for example. He's got a Bassi queued up, and after that he is going to move straight into the Vlad. So I imagine that this means that FURIA is also looking to group and push, and they're not really interested in countering the enemy push yet. They just want to go for their own strength, which is something I like.
Oh, definitely seems like the way to do it. Tavo taking some damage up here, but it's going to be First Blood instead down bottom on the Lich. KJ going down, and not to mention Costabile taking some damage along the way as well. Doesn't have another spear or enough mana to cast it for Mars, but it's going to be something to watch for. The other thing to talk about, 4DR is having a really good time on this Lycan mid. All that bonus regen that you get off your Feral Impulse, and then of course off to the side farming up that medium camp. It's been looking good for him as top lane, Tavo, in some trouble and going to drop.
This time he's done for. And yeah, especially with this Death Prophet unable to clear the wave super fast before she has like enough mana regen up. You can see she's actually out of mana to crypts from right now at all. If you are a 4DR, you can just take this side camp. And the Death Prophet is going to have to make do with only what's in the lane.
Nice parts of playing mid on the Radiant side for sure. As bottom lane, Sexy Fat takes a nice little chunk of damage as well, pops his stick charge, and we'll have another round of the spear. Hasn't taken any points into Bulwark yet. Just trying to go for that maximum aggression build as Hiko is moving over to contest for the bounty runes, but does look like he's going to have to give up the one in the river. Trade off 2 apiece. Or is it going to be? Yeah, it should be.
It is.
Third one there. Third one coming in as the Void Spirit's heading over to pick it up.
My path leads to riches.
I'm feeling nervous about this Lycan, Gabe. I'm feeling very, very nervous about this hero. Where I said the previous game, right? You gotta do something to do with it. And I mean, they have more lockdown this time. They can clear out his army. They have this Mars arena to keep him confined to a certain area for a while, and you could just pump damage into him. But that doesn't mean as much when he's just running away with the game like this.
Yeah, super duper farmed. And these heroes that you might want to try and use to deal with them aren't necessarily having like super amazing games. Like Mars, you know, he's doing okay. Death Prophet also is having like an okay time. She hasn't been forced out of lane necessarily, although she does leave there now. Is mid lane going for Duster, get the pull back in. This man is done. Already having that Centaur Conqueror too, and with this catapult, looks like they're gonna look to try and push down the tier 1 tower. Hop out the glyph, chase down for Hiko now. It's to keep running, but we'll be able to escape.
There's 3 extra seconds on the ult, or is it 4? It's 4 extra seconds, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah. Let me look.
There's so much time.
4.
Gets to run out Hiko again. And they actually bring 2 cores to this mid lane for Furia now, and they do get a kill on the Lich. But this is not where Sexy Fat wants to be.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take that long walk back on down there. And the other big thing about this is it just gives free reign to Costabile to farm up. Like, even if Lycan isn't completely owning this game, which it looks like he already is, you still got to deal with the PL, who is basically free farm at this stage.
And it's so weird to have them put these two, well, very different tempo, you would say, carry heroes in the same draft, but it works in this way. If you have to deal with the Lycan, then it automatically means that you're giving space to the PL, unless you're also taking a ton of objectives in return. And I'm not sure if Furia is going to ever be in a position to do that. This Death Prophet did not have a great lane. She's gonna recover okay, but you still want to have like a Yules up before she can properly fight. In the meantime, your mid tower is just gonna be gone. Hiko can't hold this.
Yeah, it's too much pressure early on here. Lots of right click onto the tower, even moving over and seeing if they can contest, and he will get the last hit onto the tower. It does give Hiko some time with these like creeps dying at least to try and get to level 6, because it's a 2,000 gold lead already, but if they can get those level 6 ultimates up, maybe it gives you at least some form of control, if not actual damage, and then it's predicated upon RDO being able to have a really good time, which he's also not. He's currently the lowest CS on the cores and the lowest net worth on the cores.
Look at how grouped they are. So RDO, yeah, they're giving up the top towers in order to make sure they can actually react to anything bot, but NoPing are just giving up this tower.
Jesus. All right, like an ulti popped. The chase forward, who are they looking for? They're not going to find anybody, it doesn't look like, as RDO should be able to escape from this. Maybe they can wrap around all the way onto Duster. Dude, this extra duration. They're just going in, they found him. Oh, poor Duster. Jesus. That extra 4 seconds, that let him get the kill.
Brutal. He's got a Dominator. He's gonna get that Necro book in anytime now. And after that, yeah, he could obviously farm with that, but I don't think he has to. And even Costabile is playing very far forward right now. He's rocking that Ring of Tarask, by the way. Have you seen that new safe lane carry item yet?
Yeah, there's been a lot of people that have been picking it up. It seems pretty good. I like it. It's weird because it's like eventually you're going to build it into a heart. I guess it's just good enough with 4.5 HP regen. Kind of nifty.
Yeah, it's a bit more like the selfish option over buying your support buying a headdress, right?
Yeah.
You're not both getting the benefit, but then again, do you really need it? Questionable.
They've got such deep wards right now on NoPing. It feels like Furia just like, at least at this point, don't have an answer. They need to buy whatever amount of time they possibly can. Like, yes, I can kind of see a way where maybe it works with the arena and the Pangolti, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be very tough, especially if NoPing just keeps spread out like this. And this is one of the things that I think the panel said as well, is that if you're a Furia, you don't push as fast as NoPing does. You basically only match their speed when you have Exorcism, and Exorcism has a huge cooldown, plus a really big mana cost as well. You're not always going to have it ready.
I'm pretty sure it also hasn't been used. Oh no, it was used this game one time.
Purple Tower, yes.
Okay.
And
Oh, God.
at some point very soon, they're going to have to use it defensively, and that feels really bad.
Ooh, all right, Hiko is able to get the runaway inside his little ball. He's in his safe space and gets the TP out of there. So they don't get the kill on the Pango, but it also means no Pango ulti for a defense of this tier 2 tower. So this one is for sure down.
Murdoch is teleporting out of there. Just Duster holding the fort here. RDO leaving as well. And yeah, they barely put a dent in that bottom tower.
Again, it's like they're doing the things that they should be doing, but the things that they should be doing don't feel like it's enough to stop this pressure that's coming. It's still only a 3,000 gold lead for having all of the tier 2 towers taken on top and mid. Bottom still, they've got the tier 1 that's up and available, but I don't know. It's looking rather rough.
Like, look at the difference in map control. If you're you're switching your vision between one team and the other, it's immediately clear that FURIA feels super choked right now.
Silence, long duration route, no follow-up. They can't do it. And he's just being killed by the boars. Sexy Fat might just go down by the Necro Books, but no, it is going to be enough to turn it around with the Pango ulti used as well as the Arena. They, thankfully for FURIA, did not have to pop God Strength. So they're able to pick up a kill.
Those were only 2 heroes.
Yeah.
FURIA was there with all 5. It would have been extremely concerning if NoPing got out there with any kills or no deaths.
Definitely.
Like, that's one of the few things that can happen if you're pushing an opponent back so far, so fast, especially because their levels are still going to be roughly equal to yours, and in the early game levels obviously matter a lot more than items unless you're like, you can buy the really big ones already. You're going to sometimes overextend yourself and run into these situations where they can kill you. But you feel like you kind of have to go to where they are because they're so far back.
Yeah.
It's this interesting thing about pushing tempo better.
Hiko able to sneak out and take that courier because NoPing is so far out on the map. This does give him some areas to try and farm and find a couple of little courier snipes here and there. So, I mean, that's the best thing that's happened to him all game. Honestly, for FURIA. Top lane. Ooh, they got themselves a Death Prophet, and she is super duper dead.
Oh, and as a Death Prophet this game, you are feeling so bad because you have to hold this Exorcism for a good defensive opportunity. If you blow it offensively, the enemy's going to push. But since the enemy doesn't actually push together, you're never getting an opportunity where it feels like good enough to spend this spell. And it's just sitting there right now, and that's all damage that you're not dealing. And it feels very bad.
Hiko just took, I think it was only one punch from the actual PL. The rest were illusions, and he just like almost died to it. Mars came in and helped as Roche is going to drop down. First one of the game for NoPing, and depending upon how this goes, it might be the last one as well, as Custobila is going to pick up that Aegis. 5,000 gold lead right now, and not a care in the world.
The game basically plays itself at this point. I'm gonna finish up that Necro 3. You're probably gonna choke a little bit more and wait until the Aegis has like 2 or 3 minutes left before you really push in there because you want to extend that lead as fast as possible.
No! Oh, he just got enough gold. He needs it. The Blink Dagger. Oh, it's so close. All right, you got it.
Custobila is just going in. He has no damage right now though because of the all the mana being drained. And actually, NoPing are just going high ground. They're saying we don't need any more advantage. We got everything we need. Got the diffusal on the PL.
So they just got enough gold right there for Sexy Fat to get his Blink Dagger online. So he's moved out now, is smoked up, ready to go. This is such a dangerous spot. They feel like they want to make something happen right now because they just got this Blink Dagger and they are smoked up. But now you're heading outside of your base to try and make this work. There is a Hawk up on the high ground, so if the smoke wears off or is broken, they'll see him immediately. Jumps onto Duster, Sexy Fat from the backside, able to catch there onto 2, not terrible, as they jump forward and are just going to leave their other cores to die as they're controlling up Tavo, jump through, another good Pango round.
Nice.
As they did a ton of damage, 2 already dead. Costabile seeing if he can make some extra magic happen. RDO hitting on a Costabile. He's not doing quite enough damage as of yet. They will eventually be able to bring him down as 2 go down from FURIA, trying to blink away. Hiko gets the high ground, but it wasn't enough. So they lose 3 for 2. It's about the best they could have hoped for.
Yeah, it says so. Fighting up that high ground is really precarious, and it just shows how desperate they are exactly. It's also that Sexy Fat got his ultimate really far on the backlines and not on the Lycan at all. They went for the Beastmaster instead. So the Sven had to pop his ult and then run for like 5 seconds to get over there while his backline was getting run down. It was not optimal. But then again, in this situation, you're not going to get optimal unless NoPing really overextends.
Right. Well, and that was the Blink reveal as well, so it feels like the next round of fighting might not quite go as effectively. Granted, it wasn't like it was super effective anyways. But
yes, and the Death Prophet ult is down right now, as well as the God Strength just for a little bit more, and I'm actually a bit surprised to see NoPing not pressuring any further.
Well, they have Pango ulti up again, and about to have the Arena of Blood as well. Sexy Fat moving very far forward, and now is going to be ran down possibly. Drops down the Arena of Blood. On the other side of it, they're controlling up this PL, try to get down to the low ground, see if they can help Sexy Fat. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. He's just going to die, and Costabile now is not really afraid of anything. In fact, they're going to try and see if they can run down this Pango, but he gets up to the high ground and TP's out. So a little bit greedy by that Mars to head out there to get that next creep wave.
Yeah, it's 3 heroes of Furia on the side. They're getting zoned just by a PL running at them. And they're right, they can't do anything. He still has the Aegis. Even if they spend his spells to kill him there.
Oh, Murdoch. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Oh, that is bad news.
Yeah, that's looking pretty rough now. And up on the high ground, Costabile is having it. Tavo is feeling himself. The worms will have you, indeed, is the call. The Beastmaster.
Look how fast they push.
The next round.
Death Prophet, they want to spend this level 2 exorcism in order to defend, but she's dead. 200 gold short of the buyback.
Oh my god. Costabile is just in there. He really does not seem to care that much. Root's going to connect, but there isn't any extra follow-up here. It is too difficult to try and control these guys. Still has the Aegis onto that PL, so he is entirely comfortable. Will be reclaimed in about a minute. Sexy Fat moves forward, seeing if he can find an opening here. Does have Blink available. God's Strength used prematurely, and they're just walking away. That's not great. Arena, okay, connecting onto Tavo. It gets pushed him out of the arena though, and now he roars, gets the runaway for the moment. Chain Frost's gonna bounce around a couple of times to both of these heroes, and Furia, after using all of their ultimates except for Exorcism, are just gonna have to lick their wounds and back out. Tough stuff.
Like the Sven has to pop it that far back because he doesn't have a Blink Dagger. There's no other way for him to go in than to hope that Hiko hits some people on that roll and then running after him like a madman. It's poverty. Yeah.
Well, there's one positive thing here. It's that NoPing do not have a creep wave for the moment, although backdoor protection might not be able to stop them from taking this tier 2 tower here, as they're actually just going to take it through backdoor protection. All right.
They brought a lot of their own creeps.
Fun stuff.
So, yeah, all of these ideas about like countering, maybe T-Gov was right that it was the Galaxy brain level, where they pick more heroes to counter this PL, and the PL is mostly just an extra. He's just also there.
It literally could have been any other hero in the game. And it would not have mattered that much. The only thing that was like nice is him being able to run in with Aegis and then not feel too afraid. But even that, like, you've got Aegis, you're not afraid. Yeah, exactly. Well, good stuff from NoPing. Looking good so far. They're 14,000 gold ahead of Furia. It is about to be that 20-minute mark. Both outposts securely into the control of NoPing. And that XP graph is gonna even be more further pronounced into their favor. God, they need a good fight. Just one good fight, GG out. Just call it good there, potentially, See if you
we saw the last game, right? You get that one kill and then you call it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta play like that, man. Just take it one kill at a time. Like, okay, fine, we can't kill all 5 of them, How about one of them? Which one do we kill? Okay, this one. And maybe if we get that one, we can get another one.
Which one would you kill? Who's the biggest person you want to kill on this team? Is there one player that's like just got the biggest ego in the world, do you think?
I mean, I could answer that question, but he would definitely be in this game.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm curious. I'm sure that there's some internal battling going on. Like, all right, guys, whose day are we going to ruin? Who are we going to call feeder after we kill him? Oh, God, they scanned. Oh, they know. They immediately know. All right. Well, he runs in, breaks the smoke, runs away, and Murdoch's just TPing on a point.
Oh, no, you don't get to do there.
It ain't so. Oh, and now Duster, too. Duster gets bashed because that's this life that they live. Oh, BKB, turn around, RDO, wanted to make it happen. He's beating up 40 GG, all right.
Wow.